Hey there, everybody. I'm here today to talk to you about a book that I read in class. I actually read The Hunger Games, Book 1, in class, in my English class. I'm actually on Book 3 because I was so enticed with this book that I decided to buy Book 2 and 3 on my iPad over there. And I am on the last leg of the third book, which is so good. I wish there were like a million more. I would read all of them. But I am here to talk to you today about what happened in the book. This video isn't really a review, it's more of a description. So this is like a huge spoiler alert. So if you don't want that, click away from this video. But if you want to know what happened in the Hunger Games, stay tuned because I am going to tell you in detail, and I mean detail, of what happened in this book. So here we go. The setting of the Hunger Games is a futuristic America where there are no longer states but actually districts. There are 12 districts and a capital. The capital is kind of like Washington, D.C. It's not an actual district, but it is part of the country. Each district does its own type of thing, like District 12, where Katniss and Peter are from, do mining, where they mine coal and other things that are mined. District 4, for example, does fishing. District 2 makes the gadgets, like that would be where Apple headquarters would be, where they're making all the iPads and cell phones for everybody in the capital. So the Capitol does this thing every year called The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is a reality show. It is a reality show of 24 contestants fighting to the death and only one victor to be crowned victor. Every year there is what's called the reaping in the districts, where the Capitol, come and pick out two names, a boy and a girl, to compete for their district in the Hunger Games. This is where you meet Katniss, Peeta, and Effie, the Capitol official that picks out the names from this big glass bowl. Effie comes to every district and she picks out two names, a boy and a girl, for being contestants in the reality show called The Hunger Games. Now, the districts are very poor districts. Only District 1 and 2, or maybe 3, are wealthy enough to actually live a normal life. Most districts are very poor, and the capital hides the fact that they are very poor. Many people die of starvation and sickness. They can't get medicine. Mostly people die of starvation. And the capital always says, oh, they died of, the flu. They did not die of sickness. They died because they were hungry and they couldn't get any food. Now, the capital has its own type of police system through the country of districts. They are called the peacekeepers. They really don't keep the peace because they do public beatings and killings of people if they do anything wrong. The capital has very tight grip on each district. There are woods that the people cannot go into because, but for example, there's food out there, In the woods there are rabbits and deers and even mice or something that people can actually cook as meat and eat. And they don't want them to eat. They really want to make them ask for food for the capital. And whenever you ask the capital for food, your name actually goes into the reaping. And it's called a certain word, but I can't remember. But it is a capital food, which is probably grain and water. In the beginning of the book, you meet Katniss and Gale. Gale is best friends to Katniss. Gale is male and is played in the movie by Miley Cyrus's boyfriend, but we'll get back to that. So, Katniss and Gale always do their own thing. They always go into the woods, even though they're not allowed. They sneak under the fence because they know that the fence is not electrocuted between a certain time because they have electrocuted fences to keep people from not going into the woods. So they go into the woods and they hunt and they kill food to bring home, and they are like the breadwinners of the family. They bring the food and they feed their families. Because Katniss's father died in a mining accident years ago. Gale and Katniss, after they get the food from hunting, go into what's called the Hob, which is a kind of like a black market to the people of District 12, where you can buy furs and goods and meats like that. They have connections with the mayor, some peacekeepers. The head peacekeeper likes, a certain meat. The mayor likes strawberries, and Katniss will pick strawberries for the mayor, and they will give money. And, it's like a black market deal, because this is all illegal. They can't do this because the capital wants to starve them enough for them to ask for food so their name can go into the reaping. The Hunger Games is mostly like a reality show for the capital. It is entertainment for the capital. But the rest of the country is forced to watch by the peacekeepers. So on the day of the reaping, everybody is forced into the town square. Effie comes with her big glass bowl of all the names from the district to pick out two of the names, a boy and a girl. So, Katniss is sister to Prim. Prim is Katniss's younger sister, and her name's only been in the bowl one time, because it doubles every year. Because the Hunger Games happen every year. Kind of like seasons to a reality show. So, Katniss was like, Prim, your name has only been in there once. What are the odds that you're ever going to get picked? I mean, Katniss had a better odds of being picked for the Hunger Games. Well, the reaping happens, and evidently, Prim is picked to be the girl tribute in District 12 for the Hunger Games. And Katniss was like, no, I volunteer. She volunteers for tribute for District 12. And that's the only way they can swap it out, is if somebody volunteers. And nobody really wants to volunteer because this is a death sentence. If you're really good, then you're good. But this is a death sentence. So she volunteers, Katniss volunteers for Prim, and the boy is Peeta, which they only met one time years ago when Peeta burnt bread, because his father is a baker, to give to Katniss because Katniss was outside and cold and hungry to feed her family when they were like little kids. Oh, one other part is Districts 1 and 2, it kind of goes up by scale. Like 1 is right next to the capital. They're the second best to the capital. And it goes on fourth. 12 is the last. They're the least best, Kids in District 1 through 4, possibly 5, some kids are actually trained to be in the Hunger Games. This is what they train their lives for, to be in the Hunger Games. And they are called careers. They make a career out of being in a Hunger Game. So they know how to hunt. They know how to do certain things that, a normal person wouldn't know how to do. Oh, one other part is Districts 1 and 2. It kind of goes up by scale. Like 1 is right next to the capital. They're the second best to the capital. And it goes on fourth. 12 is the last. They're the least best, Kids in District 1 through 4, possibly 5, some kids are actually trained to be in the Hunger Games. This is what they train their lives for, to be in the Hunger Games. And they are called careers. They make a career out of being in a Hunger Game. So they know how to hunt. They know how to do certain things that, a normal person wouldn't know how to do. So Katniss and Peeta are into the Hunger Games. They are the District 12 tributes to the Hunger Games. So they are onto a train and onto the capital, where they will meet the other tributes in the districts, and they will also do like interviews and other things. This is all broadcasted on national TV. The Capitol is also where they host the ceremonies. This is kind of like the Olympics. It's really big. Everybody is forced to watch. And this is where I will stop. Be back next time, and I will tell you what else happens in The Hunger Games Book 1.